Tom, wake up!
Oh, how long have I been down?
You've been down for a whole year.
A year? I only meant to sleep through the lockdown. How on earth can I catch up on all the things I've missed?
With this, a liquid time capsule called Anthology. With each sip, it'll remind you of all the events that have happened.
Sounds amazing. Shall I give it a go?
Give it a go.
Oh wow, I can see some of the events coming out.
They're everywhere.
I'm ready to go on a journey.
Great.
Hello and welcome to Liner Notes. This week we're talking about a very special beer. Yes, it is Anthology time, 2021 Anthology, our liquid time capsule, looking back at the incredible year in the world of Signature Brew and an amazing beer as well.
We're going to be taking you inside the beer itself, talking about the flavours, the process, and also what it represents here at Signature Brew. It covers everything. We like to talk about what we've done the whole year, and this is the time of year where we kind of wrap up, and a bit of a time for reflection, and a bit of time to remember some of the awesome stuff that's happened here at Signature Brew in 2021.
So Sam, what were your highlights of 2021?
Well, good news. This video is 90 minutes long. I'm going to take you through all of them. There's a lot to go through. Well, my favourite thing that happened in January was our Lo-Fi campaign, which allowed people to send a case of our alcohol-free beer Lo-Fi to their friends when they bought a case and allow them to catch up over Zoom. We were still deep in lockdown in January 2021, and we thought it was a great way to celebrate dry January with an amazing alcohol-free beer and also encourage people to catch up with their mates. So when I buy myself 12 cans of Lo-Fi,
I get 12 cans free.
But no, it was great to actually see a campaign that we put together with a great message and a great idea to actually allow people to reach out to each other. What was your favourite memory?
I mean, there are so many. It was a wild year where we did so many different cool things. It was pretty special to see live music returning in earnest with full crowds, especially at the brewery where we've got one of the most unique gig setups in the world. Skints, Tellison recently, we had Dialed In Festival where Skrillex turned up. We had comedy as well, so like Ed Gamble, Phil Wang, Kerry Godleman, loads of amazing comedians crossing our stage. It's been awesome.
It's quite hard to think about 2021 without thinking about Bigfoot Festival, which was the kind of first real festival of the season, and we took everyone from the whole brewery down there as a celebration to we made it through the previous year, and it was amazing seeing like live bands, sports team, Pigs ×7, and
what's their full name?
Pigs.
Yeah,
great band from the north, from the northeast. Yeah, we put together beers with Hot Chip, which we launched at Bigfoot Festival. Had all the Hot Chip guys down here. I mean, I think
we watched the Hot Chip guys have their first pint in about 9 months. Which
Yeah.
was quite a sort of teary, heartfelt moment of absolute joy.
I'm really proud that Signature Brew was at the focal point for lots of people's reintroduction back into amazing moments like that. So yeah, some of the things that we've done this year. We hosted a barbecue competition with more Michelin star chefs here than we had beers.
And Matthew Hoggard.
and a cricket player. But yeah, it was incredible to see kind of food and beer coming together under our roof with Dan from The Darkness and comedian Ed Gamble.
You mentioned The Darkness. Have the bells ended?
No, the bells are still ringing.
Oh!
Second time around here at Signature Brew as we launched Bell's End 2, Bell's End Harder. We were excited to get The Darkness back in this year to do a Christmas collaboration, Bell's End, the extra seasonal bitter, which came out a few short days ago.
So what about other beers? What were your beer highlights?
For me, probably Equalizers up there. And we've also seen, new levels of volume and consistency with the core beers. So Studio's tasting amazing, Brody, Backstage.
I think this is the first year where I've drank more Studio Lager pints than Rody. Yeah, Equalizer was a banger, an Antipode in New England. I feel like there's one thing we haven't mentioned. What happened earlier in the year?
It was in March time, and we were lucky enough to pick up the SEBA Brewery of the Year. Again. They said it couldn't be done. I mean, they said, you'll never win again.
Yeah. And many said it shouldn't be done.
And it was exciting to celebrate with the other breweries and the team over Zoom when that happened.
It was a big surprise.
I think it was cool because things that obviously were hard. We were going through lockdown 8. No, I think it came at a time at Signature Brew when we really appreciated the recognition and the boost that kind of it brought. So it was really cool to win. Oh yeah, Hospital Records. We had a great festival season. The festival season this year was tough for everybody because it was condensed into such a short period of time, but we managed to have an amazing time with our friends at Hospital Records, our friends at Crank Brothers, loads of other ones this year. It's been amazing. So we brewed the Hospital Records collab again, a new one this year, Prescription Pale. Just when you thought Hospital Records, can't think of any more hospital-based beer puns, they pull one out the bag. Cheers to all of that. Cheers to all of that.
Should we talk about the beer?
Let's talk about the beer.
We've done a bit of a retrospective on the year. Let's talk about the beer.
I would say Anthology is Imperial Stout. Stout is traditionally a stronger version of a porter, but it's kind of interchangeable. It's over the years. It's not kind of clear which is which. This is a 9%, so it's going to last a long time. It's going to age really well. And it's got some big flavours that allows the alcohol allows it to carry. So
you can kind of like see the strength. There's that sort of golden, darker head. It just looks inviting, doesn't it?
It
doesn't smell like overly boozy, but it's got a big, inviting nose as well.
It's kind of more viscous than a lower ABV beer.
Get a lot of stone fruit,
a little bit of treacle kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of molasses thing going on. Did you know we brewed, when we first brewed Anthology in 2017, we completely cocked up the first one. So we put it into casks, and it went into casks at 9%. And those casks still exist, and they're going to go on the bar this weekend.
Oh, well, yeah, because we brewed it and then cocked it up, put it into casks, then we brewed it again, didn't we?
Yeah.
To get the one. I mean, I'm excited to try it because, we'll talk about the barrel aged one in a second, but you know, this beer does age. If you've got a can of this at home, you can keep it for a long time, and it will kind of change over time. So we actually first brewed Anthology in 2017 at our old brewery just down the road in Leighton.
I remember.
You remember that? Crazy times. And there was only me, you, and a couple of the people there. And the idea about Anthology is we brew one each year to mark the end of the year, and that's why it's an Imperial Stout, because it's a beer that's meant to be savoured, it's strong, it's got lots of complex flavours, and it's kind of a time when you want to enjoy it slowly and kind of think back over the year. So that was kind of the idea for the beer. That's why it's called Anthology. And what we did is we brewed a beer, released it, and then we took part of that batch and aged it for the entire year. So we released it the following year in the barrel aged form along with the following year's version. So we've been doing this now since 2017. So it's really exciting to get here to 2021 with the 2021 version, and the 2020 barrel aged is released at the same time, so we'll talk about it in a second.
But before we carry on, for the layman, and I am a layman, what's an anthology?
Well, anthology is a collection of literature or work or art. So it's been used in the music context before, and we kind of thought it really resonated with the concept, and it made sense because it's a collection. We release one every year, and as you can see, we've got 2 here. We've got one. I can see some more in this room, and there's a few different versions. So we're going to keep doing this for as long as we can, and it'll present a collection of our years.
And I suppose one of the cool things about this can, and we'll get into the label now, is the anthology of anthologies line up and join as labels, which is pretty damn cool. We also got our very own Bobby Dennis. Fucking Dennis.
Shout out Bobby Dennis.
Legend, little can guy. Made his appearance this year, become instantly famous and recognisable.
On this one here, we've got Marcia from the Skints, photo from when they were playing in the brewery earlier on this year. Wonder what year it's going to be when we get on the can.
When you play a gig at the brewery.
yeah.
So, Dynamite MC on the side here, playing his awesome show at the brewery from last year. This is the 2020 barrel aged version. So there are the barrels themselves. They are Jim Beam bourbon barrels, and they've made this already incredible Imperial Stout something more. There's like a layer of excitement and velvety wonderfulness to go and explore. And then you've got the oak, you get a little bit of whiskey through there as well. And it's so enticing, so nice, and it's been a long time coming. It sat in those barrels for 9 months, and it's a real labour of love from our production team.
So people have been aging beer in barrels for a long time, since the sort of mid 13th century, but people have been aging Imperial Stouts in whiskey barrels since the late 90s, and it's a trend that started in craft beer, the United States of craft beer America, It's a place in America.
They invented craft beer, didn't they?
They say they did.
Yeah. So you might be wondering, why on earth do you barrel age things? Well, Sam told you a bit about the history, but we pop beers into barrels, and you can do a number of different styles to take on some of the flavour that barrel has once lived through. So you could use tequila barrels, use wine barrels, you can use bourbon barrels. So a previous edition of Anthology that I hope some of you got to try was our Shiraz aged Anthology, which took on a bit of that red wine characteristic, and this time we've gone with bourbon. And it's just taking on some of the oak, some of the type of wood that barrel is, but then some of the liquid that was in there before. So obviously with a whiskey, you're getting some of that whiskey characteristics coming through on the nose and in the flavour. And it just adds a new dimension to an already incredible beer.
So when they make bourbon, they use oak barrels, and they're only allowed to use the barrels once. So there's like a lot of these barrels knocking around, and a lot of flavour still in the barrels. So once you put in a Imperial Stout for 9 months, it can pick up a lot of those flavours and carry them forward. It's actually, this one picked up a bit of alcohol as well, so we've actually added a percentage point in the ABV during the barrel aging process.
So this is this year's Anthology. You need to buy at least 4, put 2 on the shelf and age them for many, many years to drink alongside next upcoming anthologies. We do a new recipe every year, and then previous years goes into the barrel aged version. So this is 2020 Anthology, a little bit stronger, slightly different recipe, and with those bourbon barrels, a whole new world has been opened, and you delve into it and share it with friends every Christmas time. So that is all you need to know about Anthology. Thank you so much for watching the video, but thank you even more for your support throughout 2021. It's been a bloody blast.
Yeah, we're going to see you back here for Anthology 2022. So you can grab Anthology 2021 edition from our website right now.
And you can get the 2020 barrel aged version as well. Bourbon barrels, bang.
Signaturebrew.co.uk.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Night.
Night.
Back into
The
hibernation for
anthology
another
videos
year.
like run concurrently into each other as well as the